Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting Webinar Wednesday with Webfire. And this is your host, Sean Casey. Glad to be with you here. Hi, Francis. Hi, Ken. See people checking in from all over the U.S. James, we got Francis, who's from Ottawa, Canada. Ken from Maui, and Nelson from Atlanta. Gotta love Atlanta, best city in the South, which is, of course, why I live here. Bob and Raleigh. All right, we got a lot of people checking in all over the place. Glad y'all are here. We've got some stuff we're going to do, have a lot of fun today, continue what we were doing last week that everybody seemed to really enjoy and get a lot of use out of. Now we're getting far away. Georgianne from Pittsburgh. All right, I went to law school at Duquesne, lived in Pittsburgh, met my wife in Pittsburgh. We're getting far afield. Now we got Sri Lanka, Slovenia. All right, India. The world's checking in. Sarah from the UK. Okay, we got the world on. All right, Costa Rica. So we went on a run of people that are not in the U.S. Okay, so welcome to everybody. Glad you're here. Glad you're joining us, and hopefully taking action with everything that you're getting out of these training calls that we're doing every week to try to help you guys succeed, and that you're showing up every week and taking action, because that's the most important thing is. Both get the information and take action on it. So once again, this is Sean Casey, and what we're going to focus on today is we're going to analyze more of your sites. We did this a lot last week. We had a lot of questions, couldn't get to everybody. Want to continue working on it this week. So if you'd like us to, or really me, because Brian won't be able to make it today, to analyze your site. First of all, obviously every Wednesday we have our Webfire calls, 2 p.m. Make sure you're signed up and on the list. You probably are if you're here. If you want us to analyze your site today, here's what I want you to put in succinctly in one message in the chat, in the question box for me. Okay, don't write me a book. It takes too long to read. But your domain name, the niche or the product you're trying to sell, and whether it's global sales or an affiliate product or it's a local business, just so I know what you're trying to do, and we'll get to some different versions of things and take a look at stuff that you've got. So go ahead and pop those in the question box. As always, these trainings are going to feature Brian talking, or me, Sean Casey, or both of us, or a special guest. A couple of weeks we have some really awesome stuff lined up for you that we think is really going to help you guys out from a special guest. And you will get reminders each week to show up, but you need to get it marked in your calendar for the right time, right place, so that you can do this. Just fair warning coming up, we have a lot of daylight savings time changes that will be different in different countries. For instance, normally the UK changes a week differently than the US does for daylight savings time changes, so it gets very confusing. When the time moves, go to webinar. We'll always have the right time in your location, but you'll just need to keep track of that, because it's impossible for us to keep track of all that. And once we shift completely, we actually go the opposite way, like of Australia, and there's like a 2-hour change. So it's very confusing, but please stay on top of it and be here for the trainings. These calls are an opportunity to get more training, ask strategy questions, get feedback, make suggestions on what else you'd like to see. And once again, a lot of you will every week be like, oh, can you give me training on how to do this or how to do that? And we appreciate your input, but always remember that we've done dozens of training webinars already, as well as a complete training course that's part of Webfire and all kinds of information that you have access to already. So if you take a look inside the Webfire members area, if you're a member, then you're probably going to find that we've got training that focuses on that. But we will continue to take your input and questions to heart and try to focus on helping you out with those. All right, so our member rules to success, and we want to remind you of these every week because they're important. First of all, follow the steps in the trainings that we have. I get a chance to interact with members quite often, and a lot of times the conversation goes like this: wow, this stuff really works. All I did was follow the steps. What's amazing is you're surprised. Of course it works if you follow the steps. Now, we also get people who say to us, gee, Sean, I've been a member for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and nothing happened. And then you ask them what they did, and they're like, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't even log in yet. Well, of course nothing happened. You didn't log in. You didn't follow the steps. You didn't take action, right? I mean, you know better. You just got to do this, okay? Don't give up. Make sure that you do seek help if you need it, but don't let your business, rest upon always being like, well, I don't know what WordPress is, so I need to ask support. I mean, a lot of this stuff you can Google and in 10 seconds know the answer to things and just keep right on going with stuff like that. Okay, and no whining or negative attitudes. Quickest way to fail is to defeat yourself. So, life's too short for us to deal with whiners. I'm sure you agree. You don't take it from your kids. We don't take it from people in our webinars or in our business. Also, you should be a member of our Webfire Facebook group. If you're not, go to this URL right now. That'll redirect you into the Facebook group. You can request access. We'll get you access right away. And we will be giving away $100 to somebody who posts up in that group in the next hour or so. So make sure if you're not a member of our Webfire group, please do go ahead and join at getwebfire.com/FB group. So on to the most important thing, which is to get your site analyzed. I'm going to take a look at stuff, but I'm going to pause my screen for 1 minute, mostly because I got to go log into Webfire because I forgot to do that, and I've got to get logged in here, but just give me 1 second to do that, and we can get started. If I could actually get the go to webinar widget out of the way so that I could do this, get logged in, get rolling, and be able to analyze here. Hang on, got to get out of the admin panel and into the correct stuff. All right, that's great. Hang on 1 second. Just 1 second, I got to actually update. I've been since the last update. Hang on. All right, hang on 1 second, guys. Working on this. It's always something when you're trying to do stuff live on the webinar. All right, now we're cooking. Just had to update Webfire. Now if it would let me back into, go to webinar, this would be really helpful. There we go. Okay. It's always exciting when technology gets in the way. Okay, so now we're in Webfire. Look at that, the site analysis section. Okay. All right, great. I want in. All right. Okay, I'm just reading what you guys are doing, what you guys are selling. George, I'm not sure what your question means. How many have we done? If you're talking trainings, I don't know. Dozens. A lot of trainings, a lot of trainings, a lot of trainings. Let's see. Avoid failure online. All right, good. So once again, let me pop back here. So if you just joined us, because I know a bunch of people just came in, we're going to be analyzing sites and talking about different things about sites. So go ahead and pop that info into the chat box if you want me to analyze your site, your domain name, the niche, or what you're trying to sell, and whether it's for the global sales of your product or an affiliate product or your local business, and try to get it into one post, please, because otherwise I've got to like bounce around and read too many things, and you tax my poor aged brain. All right, so let's take a look at this site, bareRootOrganics.com. bareRootOrganics.com. And let's see what we have here. Okay, so we get to radiate beauty from the inside out. And while we're doing this, all right, and Mike, what keyword is this optimized for on this home page? Is it organic skin and hair care? Because you're going after organic skin and hair care, but is that what it is? Yes, okay, so hang on a second, let me go grab this. Organic skin and hair care. Okay, so we're going to do this organic skin and hair care. It probably is a long thing to be going after as a keyword. I don't know how much competition is or anything on that. And let's analyze that. And in the meantime, let's take a look at the website here and see what we can learn about the website. Okay. Always remember, I mean, at any time, and you'll get used to this when you start analyzing website, is that this is the first thing anybody sees on any website, right? If they go to this page, they see, first of all, the headline. And the headline is anything that's the first things you see on the page. Now, in this case, we have a couple things that compete, right? We have Bare Root Organics in the big part at the top, and we have Radiate Beauty from the inside out. Okay, kind of, you know, as competing headlines. Your eye kind of bounces between them, right? And you don't notice anything else initially. So the first question that I would ask is, are there lots of people who are going to be searching for the term Bare Root Organics, or are going to show up on this site and be, wow, this is awesome. I've always been looking for Bare Root Organics, and now I'm in the right place. But if this is your brand name, then, but nobody knows what it is, you know, like if it was Sean Casey Organics, no one knows what it is, nobody cares, then I'm wasting this opportunity to engage the people visiting and get their attention, okay? Radiate Beauty from the inside out as a headline or a subject line, I mean, it's a nice phrase, but I'm not sure that it actually can. In other products, because it's, you know, one of the things with skin and hair care is it's easy to bash or market against big brands because they contain things that other people can complain about and don't necessarily think are all that great, or, you know, in large batches have been shown to cause some kind of problem or other. So that's one thing to consider. Let's go look at the analysis and see what we say. So it says we're 60% optimized for the keyword of organic skin and hair care, okay? Because that's what Mike said was his target keyword. So you have an excellent chance of ranking for this if you target it in your site. well done, it's in the title. Okay, so that's always a good thing. We don't have this in our meta keywords. Instead, what is being used are the keywords you can see there: eczema cure, face wash, manuka honey, psoriasis cure, acne cure, anti-aging skin care, and natural hair care. Now, I'm not going to give you legal advice, even though once upon a time I did actually practice law, but one of the things you have to be extremely cautious with is if you're going to sell the cure for anything, then you are, at least in the United States and probably in most countries, legally required to be able to prove scientifically to the satisfaction of government regulatory agencies that you actually can cure whatever it is you're going to cure. So if you can cure acne and you have the scientific data for the product you sell to cure acne, then man, that's awesome, okay? If this is your own skin line or you're repping a skin line for someone else and you do not have that, then you really don't want to use the term cure, because there's a whole lot of problems that will come down as a result of using that term. So I'm not saying that you can't cure that, but you got to be very careful using that phraseology, okay? But again, if you're targeting this page, and we're always targeting to rank a specific website page for a specific term, if you're targeting to rank this main page for what I can't remember what the keyword was, but organic, natural skin and hair care, or whatever it was, then you should have that in your meta keyword tag. You should also have it in your meta description, which you don't have it in. You're listing, other information, aloe vera, amino acids, vitamins, etc., which is great, but you want to use that. You should have a heading tag, and that should be in it. Your keyword density is higher at 5% than normal. That is probably just a function of you don't have a lot of actual text on your main page. That's probably not a problem just because there isn't a lot of text. It's not like you were keyword stuffing there. You do have a sitemap, which is great. Schema markup, you should add schema, especially to a e-commerce site like this, because it'd be relatively easy to add and to get breakouts of your products categories, contact information for your site in, and you can use our schema tool to be able to do that and be able to use it. Your site's technical performance is acceptable, could be better. Okay, so that's good. So that's the main part of your site. So your off-page SEO, you have less backlinks, which apparently is 0, than the median, which is 1975. And so, there's some sites that you can see here. There's an average of 1,079 backlinks, with the highest being 8732. So you definitely need to create incoming links to your site. That's going to help it rank. You're not listed in DMOZ, which you can go get ranked in there. And if your site's newer, it's not ranked in Alexa just because it's not ranked in Alexa yet. We're not finding anything in social, but that's probably because this is new. Once it is, you would have this related information posted up, and then these are related keywords. So you're targeting organic skin and hair care, and so in our analysis of keyword searches in Google, we see that exact phrase is only searched 10 times a month. So while you can rank for that, that's not going to generate as much traffic as some of these other terms might. You can see that natural hair products, natural makeup, and you could see the term natural rank. It gets a lot more searches than organic. Now, even natural hair care, organic skin care, 18,000. Organic shampoo is 60,000. Natural shampoo is 33,000. You can see people are weird, and I mean that seriously. So you notice that more people search natural makeup than organic makeup, right? Like twice as many people. But when it comes to shampoo, twice as many people search organic shampoo as natural shampoo. Don't ask me why. You don't have to figure out why. You just have to actually know that that's what people do. okay? Because whatever it is that people are doing, if they use the term natural, then you need to use the term natural because that's what they're searching. And you may say in your head, well, natural means organic. That's all great, but when people type natural, it means seems slightly different than organic. And even though Google can translate that in their database, you want to go after the terms that going to be there, and you can use the keyword tool to search and try to fit what these are. Okay, so this is why we want to, always as we're going to rank a site, analyze the keywords, analyze the market, see what is actually going on, use the keyword tool in Google to find what keywords people are actually searching for, what's the least competitive terms that we could go to try to rank for. Now, to go back to the site briefly, you're welcome, Mike. When we go back to this site, okay, again, this is a typical, we saw this last week, right? This is a typical e-commerce store format. It's a beautiful site, okay, but the top of the site gets taken over by the site designer to show us, this slideshow of pretty women and their faces and their radiating beauty and everything else. But like the top 2/3 of the page, like this section up here, okay, and this whole section here, right, they're not selling anything. They're not generating leads. They're not getting people to opt in. And the entire purpose of your site is to get someone who shows up to your site to take action, right? I mean, that's why we want to have it, all right? Now, we could scroll down slightly, and this kind of does show up on the page, subscribe, updates, all right? Why would anyone be encouraged to put their email address in that form? Seriously, okay? Now, I mean, randomly, you put a form on a page, some people will actually put their information in. But you have no incentive at all for someone to subscribe to your list. You're not offering them a coupon. You're not offering them a free skincare guide, how to pick the best natural and organic skincare and hair care, the top 5 things you should know about how, the stuff you buy at the drugstore is killing you, how to protect your children from drugstore stuff. Anything, okay, as an offer would be better than what you have because you don't have an offer at all now, right, to try to get someone to get on your list, all right? Also, this says, by the way, I'm just curious, this says it's a toll-free number, but I didn't think 727 was a toll-free extension. Not that that matters a lot, it's just kind of an odd thing. All right, another thing is that this Love Your Skin at GoNet marketing email address, well, I'm picking this apart, that'll confuse a lot of people. People would normally expect if they're going to contact a website owner that they get something like, support or contact at the actual domain of the website, because that would be something where, that would all tie in together. Now, so let's say we go to, like we have here the perfect body. We can't actually click on these things, okay, but we can click on Stock Up Now. Stock Up Now is probably not my favorite choice of reasons I should go like buy some stuff, but let's go stock up. So we can stock up on, the Bare Root Organics Complete Anti-Aging Face and Body Moisturizing Cream. Let's go actually look at this page for this product. And see, so however you have this built, we're not changing pages. So if you look at this title tag at the top, it's probably small for you guys to see. But see, this page title tag now says it's the Bare Root, whoops, it popped off, but it says it's the Bare Root Organics Natural and Organic Skin and Hair Care Products products page, okay? That's not going to help me rank this page because this page, other than what's on here, doesn't have the ability to rank on its own unless it's got its own key information. So like if we take this URL, and let's do this real quick, hang on. URL, hang on, let's go back to So here we go. I don't want to run this analysis again. I want to scroll. Hang on. The dashboard. Let's go to site analysis. Hang on. So let's go here. This is that product page, okay? Because we can analyze any page, and if we were to, let's say we want to target Manuka Honey skincare. I don't know what Manuka Honey is, or if Manuka and honey are actually two different things, but let's say that we wanted to target that term, for example, okay, and we'll analyze this page. And that'll come back in a second because we can analyze the page. Now, if we look at this, all right, this is, you know, our sales pitch for someone to buy the product, right? Because this is the only information someone knows, unless everyone knows, oh, I should go buy this product already, right? They're going to see this page, and they're going to look at this description and decide whether or not this would be something that they should buy, okay? Now, this starts out with listing the ingredients, but unless you were looking and saying, oh, you know, I want these particular ingredients, really what you want is the solution to the problem, right? I have dry skin, I want a moisturizer, right? I mean, you understand, you know, problem, solution, right? So, you know, starting this off with, you know, even a mini headline like, you know, our moisturizer proven 72% more effective than moisturizers without Manuka honey. You know, anything that's actually true, right? But I mean, something to grab somebody's attention, and then explain the benefits of the product, and at the end you can put the ingredients. But I wouldn't start with the ingredients. I'd start with the problem, the solution that we're going to solve the problem for. So notice this, and we have lots of orange and reds, right? Reds, because we don't have the keyword Manuka honey or anything else in our title tags. You can see in our title we have Bare Root Organics Natural and Organic Skin Care Products. We have the same meta keyword tags as we did for anything else. We have the eczema cure, we have psoriasis cure, acne cure, anti-aging skin care. Once again, here we have aloe vera, amino acids, because these pages are not changing because of the way the software is written. So we're not generating individual pages that we can try to rank in Google easily, since they all say the same thing. You know, we don't have a heading tag, we have no keyword density at all for the term, because however the site is programmed, it's not showing up. We have a sitemap, we don't have schema, technical performance is, you know, acceptable. You know, we have no backlinks coming in for this specific term. We know we're not going to have social, okay? And if we look at keywords, you can see Manuka honey gets searched a lot, Manuka honey skincare not a lot, right? Which probably means it's fairly easy to rank for Manuka honey skincare against not a lot of competition, right? But the honey itself gets searched a lot. So you know, really apparently a hot topic that I've never heard of, but there's a lot of hot topics I've never heard of. All right. So hopefully, Mike, you get the idea, and hopefully you guys have learned some stuff from looking at that and the difference. And again, you know, realizing that we want to rank, you know, each page for and focus on a specific keyword to be able to have that work. Mike says, oh yes, a lot, thanks. You're welcome, Mike. All right, so let's go back up here. Y'all have things here. Hang on, I'm looking here. Avoid failure online. All right, just looking at all these different domains, trying to get something so we get something completely different. I have no idea if I'm going to say your name right. Mitja? I'm going to guess that's how you say it. If you'd send that request to support, because that's got to get into the tech guys, and not that I won't remember everything I've read at this call, but chances are it'd be better, safer to do that and change that. All right. So let's try this one. I am Einstein.net, because first of all, I think it's a fun name. Einstein.net. All right, so Jason, what keyword should this page be optimized to rank for? Because it does say internet marketing and SEO. So internet marketing, okay, so let's see how good we did. All right, we're going to not allow you to send us push notifications. All right, oh, here, hang on. Let me just cheat and copy this because my life will be easier. All right. All right, hang on. If I didn't hit the wrong thing on my keyboard, it would be good. So, obviously, how many people think that targeting internet marketing is going to be extremely hard? Okay, very good. And Jason added DeKalb, Illinois, because that's going to be a whole lot easier than trying to target the entire universe of internet marketing. Okay, so let's see what happens when we analyze that. And let's go back to the site. All right. So having just told you that what you guys see at the top of the page is the most important thing, you can see that the top 2/3 of this page is taken over by the logo, okay, and smart not hard. Okay, so I would suggest that you don't need to give up 2/3 of your page to that. And smart not hard doesn't necessarily solve my problem, although I can solve my puzzle over here. But let me scroll down and see what else we've got down the page here. Limited only by imagination, our services, blah, 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 what our clients are saying. Okay. Jason is amazing, complete professional. Okay, that's great. All right. All right, good. See, within a week of contacting me, of him completing the work, I had someone contact me who found my, I'm guessing she means business online. Okay. So that's good. And then team measure, Jason, okay. And then you've got different services that people can buy down the bottom. Okay, great. So, the biggest thing you need at the top of this page, forget anything else, is some kind of headline to get people in. And I can get the play on words that, somebody could work smart but not hard. But in this particular niche, right, for what you're doing all the work for them, right? So what you're really saying is, your real message is, be smart, let us do all the work, you reap all the results, right? You can go, have extra time to focus on your business, do what you do best, let us focus on marketing. Okay, let us focus on SEO, let us focus on lead gen, whatever it is you're going to do for a business, right? Okay, so because this should not be hard for them, they should just tell you what they want to focus on and what they want to be able to do, right? Okay, so that would be the first thing that I would do is change the top of the page, and then I would, because you're going to get a lot of people who aren't going to buy right off the bat, okay, and come down and join up and give you money. I would definitely do something to capture leads from people to get interested business owners or website owners to interact with you and get on your list so you can follow up with them. And so you can offer them anything from a free report, the 7 things you should know before hiring any SEO consultant, or the 5 things that local businesses do wrong and that's why everybody else is getting your traffic. The 6 reasons why you don't rank on page 1 of Google for all your desired keywords, or why people who visit your website don't bother to sign up for your list. Okay, you can come up with anything. I mean, you could give them a free site analysis. You can do anything you want to, but you got to do something, okay, to get people to come and join and get on your list, because otherwise, you don't have a way to follow up with them, okay, other than advertising through retargeting, right? So you definitely should be trying to get people to get on your list, and that offer you should get higher up on the page. If you want people to buy, so if I click on Solve My Puzzle, Find the Missing Piece, what happens? Let's see. Since that's the first thing I can click on and do. Okay. So I'm not a supervisor of some business services, become an IM affiliate and annual subscriber of all services all year long. So mobile web, SEO. Okay, so and all of these descriptions, okay, of different things like blog creation, whatever, you probably you could do better with describing while what it is that you're doing for them. Like SEO in a world with 2 billion websites, SEO isn't just good strategy; it's necessary to be found. But you don't finish the sentence. If you're not on the front page of Google, you don't exist. To people who search online, we'll get you on the front page of Google, right? I mean, it's a lot of businesses, and especially tech businesses, get really cutesy with their descriptions because they're many times marketing to people who already know what they do, or it doesn't matter what they do because they're a cool tech business. But when you're trying to provide a specific product or service to somebody like this, they own a local bicycle shop, they know that somebody said they should do SEO, they don't really know what it is, they don't know what it does, they don't know why it's important. This is your one chance to either get them to understand that in 10 seconds or less or not, right? Okay, and so you've got to explain what these things mean when someone gets there. You also need to make your links obviously clickable, or give them a reason, because I mean, I know enough to move the mouse around till I can click, but if I'm looking at this just looks like a title. It doesn't necessarily know that it's clickable. And so if I click, let's see what happens. Okay, see now, now that I clicked for more information, I get to find, more information about what I want to be able to do. And I appreciate the fact that you want to send me push notifications every time. And then down the bottom, the action that you want people to take, please contact us, okay, for your mobile website needs. Hosting is also available. Seriously, if I get this far, I'm down 3 pages into the website, I'm looking at the information that you're giving me and telling me, a polished mobile website will attract more customers, okay? Again, you can work on your headlines and improve this kind of information, because if you were to post up there that 57% of your prospective customers are searching for you on a mobile device. If you don't have a mobile optimized website, you're losing all of those people out the door. Get a mobile website, right? That's where, again, you want better headlines to draw people in. But once you get their attention and I look at this page, what you want me to do next to give you money is extremely subtle. And if you want to make sales, you don't want to be subtle, right? Because I got to go down the bottom of the page, and there's this polite little please contact us to determine your mobile website needs and pricing options, right? And you could make that a more inviting terminology probably than that, but I would, you don't need big red flashing arrows, but I would make it really big, bold, prominent what they should do to contact you to be able to, to get engaged with you. I'm really curious to look at your contact form now. Okay, so in your contact form isn't super exciting for someone to fill out, right? Because it's completely generic. Your name, your email, your website, the subject. Okay. Well, they just clicked off mobile. You could have a drop-down menu. I'm most interested in SEO, getting a mobile website, building a brand new website. I mean, you're supposed to know, have an idea what they're all about, right? You're the website expert, and you're giving them this generic form to fill out and to tell you a little bit about themselves and why they're contacting you, right? I mean, if you want someone to fill out a form and give you data so that you can respond to them, you can do a much better job on a capture form than making them have to think of everything that they're supposed to tell you, because they're presumably here for help because they don't know. So let's go look at how you're sitting over here. Okay, so you're 55% optimized for internet marketing DeKalb, Illinois. You have an excellent chance of ranking for this keyword if you target it. Okay, but the first thing we find out is it's not in your title, right? Because you just have internet marketing and SEO - I am Einstein. Okay, you don't have a meta keyword tag. You don't have the keyword in your meta description. Although, truthfully, Google's probably smart enough to find internet marketing agency in DeKalb, Illinois. Like this part of it, they would probably be able to pull out and do that. But still, having the exact keyword phrase would be helpful, a better thing than not. It's certainly to have it here. You don't have a heading tag with a keyword in it. Your keyword density is 0 because you're not using that keyword phrase anywhere on the page. You have a sitemap, you have schema, so that's awesome. Your site technical performance is good. You have images without alt tags. Alt tags on images are the text that people would see if they were to mouse over an image. Like if we go back here, go back to home, and see if I mouse over, some of these images might possibly actually have alt tags on them or not. But if they did have an alt tag that popped when I moused over them, Google can read the text because Google doesn't know what the images are, and you can make the text anything you want to. Okay, and by being able to put that text in there, you give Google another thing they can read about your page. Okay, that this is guy ranking #1 on Google or whatever. Backlinks, you have 2, which is not nearly enough. The median is 88. You can see that the average is huge. That's because there's somebody that's ranking with 38,000 backlinks. It's probably a big general site. Okay, social. People mentioned your site +1 to your site on Google+, so that's good. But obviously, you're not showing up much of it all on Facebook and Twitter. And then keywords. People aren't necessarily searching internet marketing DeKalb, Illinois. That Google's tracking but that doesn't matter so much because if you're trying to rank in a local community, Google with local search terms, when you type internet marketing and you're in DeKalb, Illinois, the people in those related areas, Google's going to show local results for a term where they know that people want to see local results, whether it's internet marketing or dentist or anything else. So does that make sense? Okay, Jason says, this is Jason's site by the way, says, I kind of use a double opt-in with the push notifications. They allow notifications and it sends them to the landing page for a free report to qualify them as a serious lead. Should the report be the first thing? Well, I'd get them as a lead to begin with because what you want with these push notifications is, let me get to a page so it'll pop again. Oh, I have to choose. Probably won't pop now because I closed it 4 times. There we go. So if I allow this, which I'm not going to, but you're saying if I allow this, that it's gonna go to another thing. Well, okay, let's do this because I can always turn this off. So now I can click allow to send me push notifications. But most people are not going to allow you to send them push notifications, especially when they don't know who you are, okay? And they're not going to, because they don't necessarily want notifications from you for any reason. But you're also not giving them a reason to want to allow you to give them push notifications. Okay, and I realize the limitations of the software that you can only, show them so much information, right? Looking for more customers, let them notify you with tips and more. Okay, so that's actually a better phrase than I think I saw in the other ones, right? But send you free tips. But again, even on the home page, you could have a big, obvious thing with a pretty color picture of a free guide that you can give them. That's a free report. I understand when you say you want to qualify somebody as a good lead, but qualifying them as a good lead presumes that you're going to have to invest some amount of time talking individually to whoever signs up on an email list, which isn't true. You could still not talk to people until they fill out your questionnaire form that you might want them to fill out, which might be much more extensive than your contact us form. It might, you might tell them you want, your name, address, website address, phone number, number of years in business, main product line sold, SIC code. You could ask them for lots of information to find out if they have a real business or they're just trying to waste your time, okay? Before you were to engage in like quoting them or talking to them on the phone even or scheduling an appointment with them. I don't have a problem with that, but you're trying to get a guy who shows up on your website to only become a highly qualified lead by clicking on push notifications and kind of jumping through hoops, but they don't know who you are, right? And they haven't built any relationship with you, and they were just wandering the internet. They don't have a chance to make a decision, or they might not come back to your site. Whereas if you're dripping on them and constantly giving them new information, and every week you're giving them the top 3 things they should be focused on marketing online, their business that week or whatever, and so you build yourself, some trust and credibility with the people on your list who are worth potentially thousands of dollars a piece to you. You're going to be able to do that much more readily over time than you are in one visit popping a push notification and hoping that somebody is going to allow you to get on there. Okay. All right, let me answer some questions here. So Natalia asks, is there an example of the best contact form from my perspective? Well, it depends upon what I want somebody to do, okay? Like let's say I'm selling Webfire, right? So to sell Webfire, I don't need to talk to somebody. I don't need their information, okay? And to sell most products, I don't. If it's something where I'm doing coaching, consulting, personal services, somebody wants me to work on their website, then if I'm not going to get them to just buy without having to deal with them, I want to collect enough information that would let me see if it's somebody we could provide, services for that's worthwhile. For example, if we're providing, online marketing services, and someone comes and says, I don't have a website yet. I'm thinking about getting a website. I'm thinking about starting a business. Then I don't need to quote that person because 99 times out of 100 they don't have a marketing budget. They have a business. They need to get started and get going. Somebody else comes along and says, hey, we've got a website. We've got a local business that sells trains and model trains, and we've been in business 17 years. I already know this is somebody that I could most likely help. They've got an ongoing business. They probably understand that marketing costs money, right? So you don't need a huge amount of information necessarily, but you do want some differentiating factors because you don't want to waste your time. Now, the newer you are at this, the more time you're willing to waste, right? Once upon a time, I practiced law. When I started practicing law, pretty much anybody who walked in the door was potentially a client because I had nothing but time, right? So, yes, I wasted time finding, people who would actually be good clients and pay me money, but as I got better at generating clients and keeping clients and developing relationships, I wasted less time on people who were not good prospects. So for those of you just starting out, sometimes you'll waste more time than a guy who's got more experience with things. Okay, hang on. You guys have posted a lot of questions and comments about this as I was mowing through. Bob, just email support at Webfire, and that'll be that. Okay, hang on. Let me go back, guys, because a lot of you guys asked questions way before I could get here. All right. Okay, so Dexter has a good question. He has an affiliate referral site, replicating site, where he's not allowed to change the site. So this is the case for a lot of different programs you can join, or you could have a like a multi-level marketing, network marketing opportunity where the site you get is the site you get. You can't change the site. So in that case, you and thousands of other people have the same site. There's nothing you can do to rank or change that site. So that, to a certain extent, makes your life simple because you can just forget about that, right? Now, which means there's other things you can do instead, okay? Number one would be start a blog, right? You can go to blogger.com, start a free blog, or buy your own keyword-rich domain and put up a WordPress blog on it, right? And then you could post content that is uniquely yours, that's keyword-rich, keyword-targeted for whatever the market you're in. I think that this one was in weight loss, right? Where you can target weight loss terms, review the weight loss products in your line, talk about the specific problems that products in your weight loss line would solve, like helping diabetic men over 50 to lose weight, or whatever it might be, right? So you can't fix the ranking of that, but you can do what the other people aren't doing that have the same website, which is just go make your own site to rank and get traffic for terms. The other thing is that now you do the same things to promote that blog you would do to promote any other blog. You go out and write guest blog posts, you post and find people talking about this stuff in blogs and forums, and you refer them to the information on your blog. Now, why don't you send them straight to the site to buy? Because most of them aren't looking to go straight to the site to buy. They're looking for information. And so your blog becomes sort of the pre-sale for the products in the line that you represent. So you have this great weight loss product. Why should somebody buy it? Because if I go to 90% of the weight loss products on the market, the supplements, pills, whatever, right? You know, the pages all pretty much look the same, right? There's a picture of the product, and there's some stuff about why it's better than all the other products, and all the other products suck, and this is the best thing in the world, right? But there's no differentiating factor. However, if somebody comes to your blog and they see your review, and this is why, and it's got, you know, the super secret ingredient XYZ27 in it, and this is why, you know, researchers at Cambridge University found that this does such and such and whatever, and now you've given them all these reasons why this is a really cool, powerful, effective weight loss formula, and then you refer them over to buy, right? You've engaged them, you've gotten them to come over with information, you've engaged them with information, and now you're referring them from a position of authority to come over and buy your product, as opposed to just linking people to your product, right? You see how that's a huge, huge difference, and you can use this for anything. The same way you would do it if you were just promoting products as an affiliate that were information products or software products or products on Amazon, is, you know, you need to create your own content and way to be able to have that rank and have keywords for that. Okay, hang on. Scrolling. Mike said after we analyzed his site earlier, he's got a bunch of homework to do. There's always homework to do. There's always new stuff to try and improve and do this. Okay, Francis, that got answered. All right, MM asked, I'm starting out. I'm looking to help service companies in my area to get lead in business. So lead gen for this business. So how do you start doing that with Webfire? Well, you can, first of all, so we separate the two things in your mind. You can use Webfire to help you provide services, just like we showed you a site analysis for these sites, right? So analyzing anybody's website is very simple. Following the prompts and directions to fix it is pretty simple. You can outsource getting anything technically done that you don't know how to handle. That's very easy to do. And there's a lot, and you can use all these tools to do the same things you could do for your own site, for somebody else's site. Manage social media, generate leads, all kinds of different stuff. In terms of finding those businesses, one of the things that you'll want to do, like I think it was Jason who had the site that we just analyzed, is you'll want to build a site. Now, you don't have to build a site with as many pages and moving parts as Jason's working on building, because you don't need to do that to start with, okay? But you will need at least, preferably, have some kind of a website up, because generally if somebody's going to hire you to do website work, they would want you to at least have a couple pages up of a website that kind of like, who are you and what do you do? And the easiest way to figure out some of what should be on there is go just look up, online marketing services in your area, and simply get some ideas of what they've got, so you at least get something up on your website. And then what I would do is I would pick some niche that you want to work with to start with, or a couple of niches. By niches, I mean, local business types. So, dentists, chiropractors, plumbers, roofers, anybody. Doesn't matter. And you can start out by contacting them just by email, because you could go find all the people that are in your local market, or you could even send them a postcard or do whatever. But you could offer a free site analysis to them, right, which costs you just a few minutes to do. You just watch me do them live. They're not that hard to do, okay? You can export the results as a PDF file that you can deliver to somebody. But what you can do is, so that people would look and pay attention, is you could go to the front page of Google, and you could do an analysis of, who the top ranking sites are, and pretty much, if there's 20 roofers in your town, 19 of them are not number one. At least 10 of them are not on the front page, right? Which means they might as well not exist on the internet, okay? And so the ones you want to target, I mean, the guy who's number one doesn't need your help. He either has good service or got lucky. But the people that are 5 and higher need help. And so you can go after those, and you could even just tell them, hey, listen, I made a short video. You post it up on YouTube on some things of why your site is not ranking. And even without doing a website analysis, you can figure out a lot of times why sites are not ranking for terms, right? If we went to, if we go to Google and we search roofer, Duluth, Georgia, okay. What did I do? Oh, I spelled Duluth wrong. Yeah, so we'll find the right town that I actually live in to find this, okay? And so we get through all the ads, because Google loves ads. But you notice right off the bat, so here's the competition for Roofer, Duluth, Georgia. Home Advisor, a general site, Better Business Bureau, Thumbtack, who's got obviously a general site, Above All Roofing Repairs, okay? These guys are, despite the fact that they don't have, hang on at least, Duluth, Georgia in their title tag, do they? No, but they've obviously optimized at some point somewhere down here. Yeah, notice they've listed in here, and see they've got pages for all of these locations. Like if I click here on Duluth, see how they've got, they kind of butchered this up a bit, but it doesn't matter. But they've got Duluth, Norcross, Johns Creek, Georgia Roof Repairs. See, notice how they've got it right down here in the title, okay? down here they've got, they've dropped in all these local municipalities for these things, and they've done this for all these groups of municipalities all in this area to get ranked. And you can see because they've taken the time to make these pages and probably backlink these pages, they rank. Then you've got Yellow Pages, Yelp, the Prime Buyers Report. Okay, again, StormGuard, this at least is the Duluth, Georgia one. These guys are in Duluth, right? But you can see there's a whole lot of people, okay, that are not from Duluth necessarily. Okay, you're competing against national sites. It makes it a little bit harder, but you can see that. Now you notice that most of the people that rank, like these guys here and these guys here, I mean specific, you can see Duluth is right in their title that's showing up in the search engines, right? Roof replacement contractor, roof clinic, okay? Welcome to the roof clinic, local roofing contractor in Duluth and Atlanta, Georgia, okay? And Jason asked a question, isn't that keyword stuffing? Yeah, it is. It is to a certain extent, but because they're just dropping in municipalities and they're doing it in a way that at least makes it look, like they make this look like this is actually a navigation bar, although it's really not. They just dropped it in more than once. But and see, like here, I mean, I would have, probably dropped it in more of a phrase. Like if you're looking for roof replacement in Duluth, Norcross, and Berkeley Lake, Georgia, or surrounding areas, blah 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 blah. Okay, but I can guarantee, I could pretty much guarantee you. So this was Duluth. Okay, so look at this first phrase. Above all, roofing repairs offers free roof inspections. Right. If I go to this one, the only thing changing is the municipalities. Okay, I mean, it's a local business. You only got to be better than your competition. Okay, you don't. I mean, is this perfect? No. Is it better than the competition? Yes. Which is all you got to be, right? Now, if you can get to number one with ugly pages and a little bit of backlinks, that's all you need to do, right? If you're number one, you don't need, with 100 backlinks, you don't need 100,000 backlinks. Okay, so it all depends on your competition and what you're up against. But these guys have gotten enough backlinks to be able to get ranked, okay, and get up here versus what other people have managed to do to get themselves ranked. All right. Yes, Nelson said, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed person can be king. That's absolutely true. Okay, let's see what other questions we had up here. I know that was not the short answer, but trying to give you guys lots of information. In the meantime, while we're wrapping this up, and we kind of got into question and answer, first of all, if you got questions, you can post them up in the chat box, which I think you guys figured out anyway. And if you're not in our Facebook group, go join it, but go to the Facebook group and post up feedback on our training. Loved it, hated it, wish Brian was here instead of Sean. Whatever you like, give us feedback, likes, loves, and we're gonna, in about 3 or 4 minutes here, we'll choose somebody that's paying attention and taking action, and one of you guys will win $100. So we'll PayPal you $100 as fast as you can give us your PayPal address if you're the winner. So go post up in that Facebook group right now, and we'll come back and do that in a minute. Lori, we might do that, but that becomes super complicated because then people want us to, Lori's asking if we're going to build a web page builder. The problem with building a web page builder is that then we run into this challenge of everybody wants it to integrate with whatever they're already doing, which means that there's like a million variations. But it's something we'll look into and think about as we're doing that. Okay, so Francis says, is it better to have a different domain name for each of 3 related niches, or can it be ranked well under a more generic domain name? And that is a really good question. So Francis, tell me what the 3 niches are. Just type that in real quick for me. Because the answer is, if they're all like technology, then that's not a problem, okay? But if they're, you know, cell phones, bicycles, and orange trees, you kind of make it hard to get ranked when you're about too many different things. But if you're, you know, your main homepage on your domain can be encompassing enough to make things fit, then it would be fine. So medical technology, including skincare, memory and gastric, etc. Yeah. So if you're on medical, then that's fine, because your homepage, you would be talking about medical and medical technology, or whatever specific terms you'd want to have there, and then your individual pages would focus on whatever the specific medical technology things are that you use, in laser or whatever that might be. Natalia, yes, you can find all the backlinks of your competitors. That's easy enough. But one other thing that Francis's question brought to mind, and by the way, all you guys that are asking to join Webfire right now, you'll get approved in like, just, you can refresh your page in like 30 seconds and you'll be in there. Yeah, Francis's question brings to mind a really good point, which is, so let's talk about like these roofing repair guys, right? So they have, above all roofing repairs, just as a general name, right? If you really want to dominate a market that is valuable enough to you or a client to do, would it not be awesome if you owned literally, you know, Duluth roofing repairs, or roofing repairs in Duluth, Georgia, roofing repairs in Lawrenceville, Georgia, roofing repairs in Norcross, Georgia, in Sewanee, Georgia, in Alpharetta, Georgia, right? If you owned domain names that have the main keyword phrases that you want to optimize for, right, then 2 things happen. One is you can up your chance of you know, ranking for those terms, because clearly that's what your site is about, and obviously the content on your site would reflect those keywords, right? And the other thing that happens, and you know, and I mean, if you are in like Atlanta, for example, you know, all those phrases are probably gone by now. But if you buy those phrases for your town, you potentially own them forever, right? You can own them forever. All you do is pay your $10 a year or whatever to own them. You know, one of the things we did years ago, I think even before I was doing stuff with Brian, but I had a moving company, a local moving company who, you know, their average client and their value, it was such that, you know, we built out a system for them where we bought, I don't even remember how many domains, but, you know, pretty much in the Atlanta area, they pretty much had, you know, the municipality and moving in it, or local moving or local movers or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, because they wanted to rank for everything. They had a big fleet of trucks. They had a big warehouse. They had lots of people. You know, you couldn't get them too much volume. Guy ran a big business. He invested, you know, many thousands of dollars to build this, but, you know, it gave him a huge competitive edge in the market. Now, obviously, not every business will want to do that. It'll be that, you know, go after that much volume necessarily, but you will find some businesses where, you know, it's worth building out individual domains even to rank better, and to give you multiple pages to rank, because, you know, would you be upset if you ranked for multiple pages? No, that would be okay with you, I'm sure. So Tanya asked a good question, well, actually 2 good questions. So the first one's, do .club extensions rank well? The answer is no. .coms are going to rank better than .nets or .org. .net and .org are going to rank better than everything else. And I know there's a million extensions, and it's hard to find keyword-rich domains that are in .org, .com, .nets a lot of times, but they rank better. I mean, go to the front page of, go to Google and search in your market and see how high somebody ranks for, something else related. I mean, you can buy like .attorney now, right? But I mean, if I go to Google and I search Duluth, Georgia, and I could spell attorneys, we see, besides the advertisements, right? We see what? Number one is a .org. Then we see .com, 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 .com. FindLaw is a huge national site doing this stuff, right? But you find, they're .coms. We don't find that they're .attorney or .legal or .something else, right? Going down this page, we find that they're .coms. Okay. And, just because domain extensions exist doesn't mean that search engines treat them the same as all domain extensions. Might that change one day? Absolutely it might. But in terms of ranking right now, it's not the way it is. Your other question, which was actually easier, so the first thing people should see when they're on your website is your product and not necessarily the lifestyle your product promotes. Not necessarily, but it isn't so much, it isn't the lifestyle of the product, it's what is it that someone, when they land on their website, should read or view as a video or whatever it might be that's going to engage them to stay on your website, to delve further, to then become a lead or to become a buyer. Okay? So, is some kind of a headline, think about the things that you react to in your market, and we all, you need to be a lifelong student of marketing, but you'll see things that catch your eye. You'll see ads on other websites. You'll see, whether it's CNN.com or it's TMZ.com, but you'll see things that catch your attention. And when you're clicking on a lot of sites related to your market, you'll get ads for your market, and that'll help you out a lot with being able to do that. So that can be really powerful to get those ideas. But so it isn't necessarily the product or the lifestyle, is why the person on the page that's looking for the solution to a problem, you have that solution. Struggling to lose weight, here's how we've helped 12,817 people in Duluth, Georgia to lose weight and keep it off, okay? From there, I can go into whatever it is I want to promote for my weight loss thing in Duluth, Georgia, right? Okay? Whereas if I just say, weight loss clinic in Duluth, Georgia, it's boring as watching paint dry, and it doesn't give me any reason to read further, to think that you can help me or solve my particular problem. Okay, even though I came there, obviously it's a weight loss clinic, I'm looking to lose weight, right? Okay, so you want to engage answering the problem that they have. Francis says, isn't a problem when the domain name is getting too long? It's not a problem if it is pertinent and it ranks, because don't confuse people remembering your domain name. Like if I was handing out business cards and I was going to get people to visit my website, SeanCasey.club would be a better website than, Sean Casey lives in Duluth, Georgia.com, right? Because I want people to maybe remember that and come. But I bet if I handed out 100 business cards and asked them what the website is, most of them would say it's SeanCasey.com, okay, which coincidentally I do own because I've been online forever. But you see the difference. So there's a difference between long in a business ad, okay, and long from a search engine perspective, because Google doesn't care how long or short it is. They care about what it's got for value that you're going to go rank. Debbie, I'm not sure what domain names you want to redirect, but if you're talking about like roofing repairs in Duluth, Georgia, no, you need content on the site for it to rank. So Marjit asked, right, actually, right. So you've got ballroom dancing, like ballroom dance lessons, right. So you could, if it's worth it to you, and it might be, assuming that's your business, and not that hard because there's only so much competition for ballroom dance lessons, right? But if you're having trouble ranking or you want to rank in more cities, one of the things you could do is you could literally build one-page sites that are like, in my municipalities, because I don't want to give away yours and have everybody be like, hey, let's go mess with her, right? So, but I could have, ballroom dance lessons in Duluth, ballroom dance lessons Lawrenceville, ballroom dance lessons Norcross, and pretty much almost have the same content on the front page and change. And if you did nothing but make the same content on the front page, change out the municipalities to focus on the main one that you have, and even probably get just a few backlinks in, you probably find that those really targeted sites would rank very, very quickly for that, okay? Yes, just be systematic, Jason, exactly. Okay, so I love trying to say people's names, but this is another one I'm going to be challenged with, which is I'm going to say it's Bimalendra. See, when you have an easy name like Sean, which people get right as long as they can see it, they spell it wrong if they have to write it down, but that's a whole other story. But that was a challenge. Hopefully I got your name right. So the question is, can they use the same keyword on meta title, meta keyword, meta description, etc.? And yes, you can. You're not keyword stuffing, and for a specific page, if that's what the page is about, then putting that keyword phrase in, the title tag and putting it in, using it in as the beginning of a headline and having it be in the header tag, etc., would all actually make sense because that's actually what would fit what the page is about, right? Okay. So Johnson asked this question: is it possible for me to rank a dating affiliate landing page on Google or Bing first page using Webfire? Well, this is like a trick question. Okay, so when you say a dating affiliate landing page, you're talking about your own content page or ranking your affiliate link that goes to somebody else's site, because those are two totally different things. Is it possible to rank your own content site on the first page? Yes, it is. Depends upon what keywords you're going after. I mean, if you want to be, if you want to be on the front page of Google for dating, which is a highly competitive term in a multi-billion-dollar industry, that's a really big target. Okay. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would do it, but it's a multi-billion-dollar business, so you have stiff competition. But that's where you use the keyword tool to do research and find the terms that are not as competitive and start with those to go and start ranking pages for the lesser competitive terms, and then referring people by recommending them over to the site that you want to promote. Okay, so Natalia also asked, any tips for video broadcasting on sites with minimum text? So anytime you have minimum text, you have minimum chances to convince Google what your site's about. So you even if you just if you're putting videos up on the page, you at least need 2 or 3 or 4 sentences of description about what the video is about that relates to the keywords. Okay, so let's say I'm posting a video that's how to rank in search engines. Okay, but that might be not the topic of the video. Like the guy who made the video might have titled the video, something really boring like search engine rules, right? Which no one cares about, no one's ever going to look. But you can make a better title and better description of that, and Google only knows, today anyway, one day they'll figure out how to parse all this video probably, but they know what your description is. So if your description is, how to rank in search engines, 7 things you should know about, search engine rankings, SEO, schema, and whatever, right, that you want to, put your related terms and keywords in, then you're going to help your page to rank better. And then, of course, you would use your keyword tags and your title tags and your header tag, and you would also generate inbound links to that specific page. All right, so let's go to Facebook and dive into giving away money. How's that sound? Is that good? We give away money? All right, so hopefully you answered the post. All right, Clara says, there's Clara down there. And then we've got 40 comments up here, so they're good. So I need 41. Hang on, I got to go get a random number generator so we can be good about this. Generator. So we had 41, but I'm going to go refresh in case anybody just showed up. And there's still 40 plus whoever was down below. Clara's right down below. All right, so random number. See, and for those of you that were talking about schema, see, this is schema. Schema results in this kind of layout, even for a random number service. Notice how they use schema to generate really cool results. Okay, so the random number generator, we're going to get 1 through 41, generate, and the result is 40. Oh, and then, I love when it's easy. Brian always has to count to these really tough things. All right, so let's look at comments. View. Whoops. I am logged in. I'm not logged in. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Sorry. Hang on one second. Oh. All right. Well, that didn't work. Hang on one second. I can never, I have too many Webfire related pages. Webfire.com/FB group, and we'll get to the right page. Okay, back to finding number 40. And there's 2 more comments because you guys snuck in late, but that's okay. We're going to give this to number 40. View 38 more comments. All right, we have all the comments now. And there's 42 there, 42, 41. So Francis, who says, I'm quite overwhelmed, but this session has been inciting me to do more, to dig more into the training lesson so I can take some real actions. All right, good. So Francis, you are the proud winner of $100. If you would email support or post up in the webinar real quick, your PayPal email address, we'll send you $100. And our congratulations and thanks for hanging out with us. So everybody, thank you for being here, hanging out, learning, studying, doing cool stuff with us. As always, take all these ideas and turn them into action. As you can see, a lot of this, not rocket science, if you let the software do the analysis. Okay, now, I was analyzing and talking about different content on page, but you can see that if you follow the stuff in Webfire, follow the setups, put the keywords in place, do the things that we talk about, okay, just get started. You can go out and get yourself, ranking, get traffic, okay. Every week you read the comments in the group, you can see people are making things happen and getting results, okay. You just got to go take action and do this stuff, and it will work for you, I promise. So y'all are welcome. Okay, we got Francis' email address. All right, we're good. All right, guys, you're welcome. Jay says, thanks again for a great webinar and your insights on my site. And he's taking action right now. Awesome. All right, everybody, have a great week, and we will talk to you same time, same place next week. Thanks.